to unfortunate, unforeseen health problems, my guest will have to reschedule for next week. I hope you feel better soon, Lisa. So today I have, I think it was last week. Yeah, it was just last week that I got this transparent oracle, and it is amazing. It's the second edition, so there are 7 extra cards. Let's see here. Let me get a table cam up here. I am putting out a white piece of paper just because it's easier to see the oracle this way. And I do have plans to use it for today, but well, I'll get into that in a minute. Let's look at the oracle itself, shall we? So it is a deck of plastic transparencies. The thing I do like about it is textured on one side and smooth on the other. It actually makes it not too hard to shuffle. Aloha, anyone coming in. I will be giving readings soon, but I just wanted to, aloha wiki. Yeah, so this is the transparent oracle that I'm starting. And it's a really cool system because you're supposed to pick 3 cards and then create a mandala with it. So I thought it'd be fun to start with a collective reading with the oracle. Oh, I got a horse. Horses. The numbers here. I will look up the information in the book shortly. That's an interesting image. They look like CDs, but they're transparent, so they actually create a mandala effect, right? A CD without the hole. Yeah. The thing I really love about this layering thing is, okay, so what do we have here? We have horses, and I have the little book, which I will be looking things up in because, I'm still getting to learn this system. So the horses are card 18, and so that is a card related to the South. It's horse, right? Keywords is travel, speed, transition, progress, sovereignty, or restlessness. There's a lot talking. There's a lot here, and then Emily also goes into like cards with the same direction, cards from the west, cards from the north, cards from below, cards from within, and the mythic figures. So each card has a lot of write-up, and the write-up also includes how it interacts with it. So like that wreath there is a gateway. It's number 1. I remember that because that was the first thing I looked up. And that is the gateway to spring. Right? Beginnings, joy, innocent creativity. So it looks like we're galloping towards a new beginning, right? And if combined with cards from the east, which this is, horse may indicate restless thoughts in the beginning of travel plans. Interesting. And let's see, 59 is, it's one of the below cards. So it is one of the Grail Hollows. It's the stone. Responsibility, sovereignty, knowledge, tradition. So this, for me, this is giving us a message about transitioning towards like taking responsibility for your own life. But at the same time, seeing that we are all together. The stone takes an amazing variety of forms from mythology. So Emily goes into why they painted it the way that they did. It's not only the alchemical symbol for earth, the circle of the cross. It also has the greens and then the darker colors as well. The stone stands for good judgment, worthy traditions, and the power to enter the deepest mysteries through the asking of a well-placed question. Ooh. Aloha, big sis. Welcome. So, the thing that I've seen Emily do on their Instagram, which I thought would be kind of fun to play around with you guys, if you want a reading, just type in capital letters me. And what I'm doing here is I pulled out the Tarot of the She, which will be the base card. And then I will place a transparent tarot card on top of that. So these are all Emily Carding's decks. And then on top of the two tarot, I will be placing one of these circular oracles. Aloha, Bella. I went to a neighbor's birthday party last night. Yes, her birthday is on Halloween. Those ladies know how to put on a party. It's kind of ridiculous. So, as an example, I am going to do a quick example 3-card pull for myself. And like I said, if you have just want a general reading, I'm just kind of playing around today. The person I was supposed to be chatting with, unfortunately, is sick. So it was kind of last minute. Okay. This card wants to come out. The Tower. Oh my. Okay. So on top of the Tower, what will we get for the... Oh, happy early birthday, Bella. Bella's birthday will be on Thursday. The Queen of Swords. Wow, she fits perfectly in that. The explosions coming out of her. So I will be probably looking up the meaning of the Oracle card just because, this is a new deck. I'm still getting used to it. And in Oracles, you always kind of have to look up the book, I think. Jump right here. It looks like the World Tree. So I don't know if you can see that well. Bring the light down. Not really. I'll just have to hold it up. So our first, we get the Tower. Here we see this figure whose mask is exploding off of them. And then laid on top of that, we have the Queen of Swords. And that person's face is right about where her throat is. So it's almost like something about speaking your truth is finally causing this Tower moment. Because you're finally dropping the mask that no longer serves. And here, I believe, it's the World Tree, I believe. 51. I will look up real quick. So, speaking my voice, even though I'm feeling like it'll destroy everything to use my voice. That's interesting. And then the World Tree keywords: initiation, renewal, source, roots, nourishment, wisdom. It's returning to yourself, right? That's what I'm getting here. One of the traditional ways we enter the underworld is through the roots of the great world tree. In many myths, this is the home of a great serpent, representing ancient wisdom and the knowledge of magic. The powers of the underworld have unfortunately been much maligned in modern times, having been associated with the Christian aspect of the fires of hell being below us. If we can look beyond this programming, we may be able to travel to the true lands of the underworld, a primal landscape in which we can find renewal, healing, and even initiation. This land is home to those who have passed before us, from beloved grandparents and pets to the most ancient ancestors. So this is reminding me, okay, that this is calling me out that I need to do my own. I have a private video on this channel specifically for ancestor, like going deep into the roots of the ancestral tree, which is, okay, so wow. Pretty amazing, you gotta say. I just got called out by my own cards here. Okay. The first me I see is Bella. Her birthday is on Thursday. And then after that, the lovely AAC. True, indeed. Although technically today is All Saints Day and tomorrow is All Souls Day, also known as Day of the Dead. It's usually November 2nd. Is Day of the Dead. And I was privileged enough to get to actually take a Tarot of the She class with Emily, where they talked about where the art came from, and they even led us on a journey into this specific card, which is the World card. And there you go, there's that World tree again. Ain't no accidents. Okay, so this is for Bella. Oh, the Chariot. I love this Chariot card. Yeah, so all the artwork in the Tarot of the She, Emily did by pure intuition. Like, didn't have a plan when they sat down to draw. Each one just kind of boiled out. They knew exactly which one it should be. That's pretty cool, I gotta say. Oh my gosh. We got Queen of Swords again. That's crazy. I see your thoughts guide you where you end up going, right? Your thoughts are your guides. Depending on how you think, you might end up one way or another. And there's the black and white, the Chariot. But you're gonna nourish the good thoughts, right? Know which thoughts to cut away. Because your thoughts influence where your chariot is going, where your destiny is, right? No? Final. Let me show you. It's the fairies. And the transparent decks, Emily used transparency paper, and that was like worked at it till it all fit. It was 10. Oh, those are slips. Not fairies. I misspoke. So this is from the East cards. It's elemental sliff, keywords, freedom, imagination, shape-shifting, inspiration, originality, right? There, more air, right? So more thoughts. Aloha, Claire. The sliff is portrayed as a beautiful winged being in yellow and blue, the colors of air. As the elemental of air, she exudes the most attractive qualities of the element, but can also be as harsh as a sudden storm. This card can guide us in the ways of the element of air and show us how to be at home in its environment. Knowledge and pursuit of truth through ideas are areas that this card can lend its strength to, teaching us how to reach our heights with ease. Although sliffs are commonly perceived to take the form of ethereal females, they have the ability to take a great many forms, as befits beings of the least tangible element. We can emulate this skill in our own lives, adapting to situations and taking on multiple roles with ease. Sliff can act as a muse, working through our imagination to bring out our most original ideas. And what was I just talking about with the Queen of Swords on top of the Chariot? This is just solidifying that, right? So it's almost like she's fighting off those sliffs. What you need to do is learn how to work with them. Right? Right? Instead of fighting them off, work with them to reach your highest goal. And I was just told that's the message that you needed. Okay, I hope that was helpful, Bella. And let's see. Oh, AAC wants a general reading. Just get these back. Appropriate decks. Oh, you're very welcome, Bella. I love how these three decks just work so well together with layering and everything. The cards are they work so well together. Yeah, I have no words. Let me see what card to start with. This one wants to come out. Dreamer Queen. Oh. Dreamers is cups, is that right? I'm trying to remember. It's been a minute since I played the Tarot of the Sheet, so I forget what the winners. Dreamers, warriors, dancers, makers. So Dreamers is air. Okay, so here we have the Queen of Swords again. Right? It's like you're accumulating a lot of knowledge right now with all those books you're sitting on. And Claire or any of the lurkers who, if anyone wants the reading, just all caps take me. Just a fun little experiment with layering the layers of the layers. There are 3 of Wands here. Lighting the inspiration over your head. Huh. There's 3 here, so that you and your kids, maybe. That's what brings you inspiration, guides your thoughts. A lot of cerebral kind of readings here. Yeah. I'm supposed to want to play. Oh, lightning. Blam. Look at that. Wow. Okay, I want to look at lightning real quick. 12. Oh, so this is south. Aloha, Lori. Welcome. If you want a reading, just type me. I'm doing layers here with all of Emily Cardini's decks. So 12 is weather, lightning from the south. Keywords: release, drama, cleansing, power, change, destruction, insight. Rather than perhaps obvious choice of sunshine for the weather associated with the south, here we have the more dramatic choice of lightning. As you will see, there are many other cards throughout the deck that deal with the sun in various guises, and lightning fits well with the nature of this direction. This card, like Summer, breaks out of the triangular structure that most of the deck utilizes, and presents us with a cross of lightning originating from the very center of the card. On an obvious level, then, it represents the breaking down of structure in our own lives, often in a sudden and dramatic way. If we look closer at the card, we may see also that we are presented with a choice of direction, since the shape that the lightning path produce appear very much as a crossroads. Just as a good dramatic storm may clear the air after a prolonged period of humid weather, this card can indicate a similar transformative clearing in our own lives. Like a thunderstorm, it may be full of drama and even a little scary for some, but it leaves the atmosphere clear of tension and charged with potential. Lean into that fire, right? And look, they're presenting you a direction going upwards with those 3 torches lighting a flame over your head. Let your inner light be your guide, my dear. And the lightning already happened, you know. Hope that was helpful, my dear. I know I just kind of reiterated what you've been going through, but I think it's good progress, and it's interesting to see that that flame is from not just you, but that flame is the combined love of you and vision. Claire says there is a storm here in the UK as you are talking. Oh, crazy. Next, we have Wiki. Hi, Wiki. It's kind of fun. I like these layerings and the picture that they create, and how it just adds to the picture that was already there. Right? You're welcome. Hey, Wiki, we got the High Priestess for you here. I love this High Priestess. Her hair is the moon. She is the veil. We got another queen coming out, but this is the Queen of Wands. Oh, and protect my energy AC, I would look up the Dreamer Queen. I know you have Tarot the She, so. For those of you just coming in, I am using Tarot the She, the Transparent Tarot, and the Transparent Oracle, all by Emily Carding. I believe they're all still available, not just on Amazon, but wherever you buy your decks. Well, the Transparent Oracle second edition only just came out. Oh, interesting. You get a planet here. Huh. Mercury. Yeah, Mercury. That's what that looks like. That's what she looks like. She blends in. See how she just kind of, that flow of her goes with the flow of the High Priestess. Mercury on top. Communication, travel, magic, memory, speed, trickery, element air. So this is from the above cards. Those of us with even a tiny smidgen of astrological knowledge know that when messages and posts go astray or travel plans are disrupted, we can probably blame it on Mercury going retrograde. This is because Mercury is the planet that rules over all this clever technology, language, and communication, as well as travel. This card shows the alchemical symbol for the planet Mercury in it resonant colors surrounding by a line representing its orbit and a depiction of the planet itself. Mercury is named after the Roman messenger god who was swift, cunning, and not averse to the odd bit of trickery. When this planet's energies are felt in a negative way, this love of trickery can be exaggerated and extended into slander, cruelty, and deception. The planet is also associated with various deities that are connected to occult knowledge and magic. Again, magic, I'm getting that with the High Priestess and like the Queen of Wands. I've always thought of Queen of Wands being very magical. Mercury is the planet of swift talkers, those with fast-moving minds who can talk themselves into or out of almost anything. These traits may be most noticeable in people of the zodiacal sign of Gemini, which is ruled by Mercury. Virgo is also ruled by Mercury, but people of this sign tend to exhibit a more practical side to this planet's influence, which manifests as attention to detail, perfectionism, and a desire to help others. Oh, yeah, that was me. Nutshell right there, the Virgo part. Oh, and with Kisa Gemini, and works in communication. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So here you are, the High Priestess / Queen of Wands, who oversees how communication's happening, and helping to keep those fires burning. Beautiful reading, gorgeous. So I think you are in your space. You are where you're supposed to be, and I see you really thriving with what you do. That's cool. That's really cool, Wiki. Let's see. I think Wiki might be the last, unless Lori or Claire would like a reading. Yeah, Wiki spot on reading for sure. That was amazing. Does anyone have a specific question? No, Claire says yes. Do you have a specific question or just want this general reading? The general reading seems to just be like showing you who you are, right? It's like a mirror being held up. Aloha, Wiki. Okay, Gemini. This one wants to come out. Maker 9. So this is the equivalent of the 9 of coins and 9 of pentacles. This tree, the verdant field behind them. The babbling brook in front of the tree. Oh, we already got a jumper. And look, the poor field is getting plowed over and built upon. This is the Emperor card, which we see a cityscape, which just so happens to line up perfectly with the horizon line here. Wow. Let's see what the Oracle has to add to this, because I see this as being some sort of civic structure causing issue with your well-being, your livelihood, plowing over your fields of abundance. Well, look what comes out. Stag. Wow. That is a powerful image. That just gave me chills just looking down at that. It's number 17. This is another South card. This is a guide, the stag. Keywords: leadership, nature, masculinity, status, pride, competition. That a lot of those keywords fit the Emperor, right? The noble stag is the king of the forest. The Emperor energy here again, with his regal bearing and crown of antlers. Along with blackbird, owl, eagle, and salmon, stag is revered as one of the 5 oldest animals in Druidic tradition. He is an impressive sight at any time of year, but most of all in the summer, hence one of the reasons why he is a guide for the direction of south. Every year, stag sheds his antlers to grow a new set for the next mating season of the summer. This regenerative ability gives him much in common with snake, and like snake, stag also features predominantly in many world mythologies as a symbol of fertility and a messenger from the other world. However, whereas snake has the ability to go unseen through the tiny cracks of the world, stag is a mighty physical presence and a majestic animal indeed. Stag teaches us the virtue of honor and of meeting our opponents on equal terms in the open. In order to win a mate, stags display their strength in competition with others of their kind by locking antlers. They are also deeply associated with the heat of the chase and the thrill of the wild hunt. All of these qualities are of an archetypal male power, evoking the male polarity of nature in its most potent aspect. And I'm being told to drop down to the bottom here. Mythic figures associated with stag include Herne, which is Anglo-Saxon, Crononus, Celtic, Merlin, Celtic, Artemis, Greek, and Shuo Xian from China. Researching into these figures may give you more insights into the significance of stag. I'm getting that this stag is not just a guide, it's a god in disguise, especially with this whole thing about very male, masculine energy taking over like this gorgeous landscape of nature, right? So this fighting like with fire is what it popped in my head. Right? Like with like is the only way to win and make sure that that cityscape doesn't plow over those fields. And being able to call out to Crononus, Herne, whatever Ellen of the Ways even maybe. Um, that would be, yeah. So that's what I'm getting for you, Claire. That there's definitely a struggle going on between your livelihood, what the system wants you to be, and this call from nature. Yeah. So, that was a potent message, wasn't it? Wow. Whew. Doors slammed shut though as soon as that was done. Okay. So that was Muggle job versus spiritual calling. Yes. Uh-huh. The spirit is calling loudly. I can hear it. Right? You're welcome, Wiki. Have a good meeting. So, if that's it, if no one else would like a reading, I guess I will end a little sooner. But okay. My guide just said one more reading. Let's do a collective one. Because I did that first. That very first one was for me. So let's see what the collective needs to hear on this first day of the new year. Celtic tradition. Dancer 6. Oh, so that would be equivalent of 6 of swords. Interesting. It's a very interesting image too. It's almost like that beam is getting shot up into the water, through the water, into the light. So we are all rising up, right? Thank you, Bella. Huh. A rebirth, right? That's death. There's a scythe. Death scythe cutting that wheat. The wheat seems to be the people. That's interesting. Maybe the best way forward is cutting off those that don't help your growth, right? Those that pull you down. Knowing when to help lift up and when to just rising, right? There, you saw that. So there's this rainbow web. So we got Dreamer 6, Death, and number 70. The web within. Keywords: universe, interconnectivity, weaving, destiny, cause and effect, entanglement. Wow. What was I just talking about, right? Being entangled. This card represents the web of the universe, shown in the full spectrum of colors to symbolize its encompassment for all. Many people are familiar with the idea of the web of life, a symbol or metaphor that illustrates the delicate balance of nature and the connection between all life on Earth. This can be extended further to encompass the whole universe, particularly if we consider this principle on a spiritual or magical level. We feel the influence and power of the stars and planets, even though we are separated by a great distance. There's an Anglo-Saxon mystical concept that parallels this idea, and that is the web of weird. Weird is an energy, and that's WYRD. Weird is an energy that flows through all things, rather like the Force in Star Wars, meaning that on some level we are all a part of each other and everything else, and that actions that affect one thing will inevitably have consequences on a larger scale. There is also the concept of the weird sisters, or the Norns in Norse mythology, who are the weavers of the fates of humanity. By being tuned into the web, we can become more aware of the patterns of influence around us and hence be more empowered in terms of awareness of our destiny. On a mundane level, the web can represent a tangled situation, a feeling of being trapped by circumstances of your own making. So that goes perfectly with this image of the person trying to weave up the scythe, trying to cut the ties, right? Cut the webs. Because, look, the web spirals out from their heart chakra. So I'm seeing this as us being uplifted by the individuals who know enough to lead those who are not willing to keep going up if they're ready to continue their ascent, right? So by going inwards, we're going upwards. Don't know where that just came from. And being able to realize that by letting go of those people who are pulling us down, we're actually helping everybody rise, because as we rise, everything rises. The web connects everything, right? It's centered right there in the heart. Cut those strands that are pulling you down and extend those strands that are uplifting you up. And the gates are closed. Thank you, everyone who was here for the live, and thank you to those of you who are watching the replay. I hope each and every one of you gets an amazing new year, considering I am pagan and Celtic, follow the wheel of the year, and this is the first day of the new year. And, so thank you. Aloha, Tony. I was just gonna end a little early because, hi, Joseph. Well, I guess I could keep going a little bit if either Tony or Joseph would like a reading. I am using Emily's 3 decks, the Tarot to the She, the Transparent Tarot, and the Transparent Oracle, to give quick little street card readings that are layered. I'm willing to do 1 more reading or 2 more readings if the 2 of you would like a reading. Otherwise, I think I might call it a day. So, okay. Sure, Joseph. For you, I will definitely take time. So first, I shuffle and draw a card from the Tarot to She. Oh, a jumper. Dancer Prince. So that is the Knight of Cups. That's a gorgeous Knight of Cups, isn't it? Well, yeah, Joseph and I do have time because, I usually go for an hour, but today was the last minute. What am I going to do? My person who's supposed to be here is not feeling well, so. Oh. Huh. We have the Phoenix, which represents judgment, rebirth, right? I love how these images just kind of flow together. That Phoenix looks like it's rising out of the cup that's in the moon. Huh. And here we got Maria. Mercury again. This popped up earlier. Mercury symbol. Let me show you. That's the Mercury symbol. Here is the Phoenix. It totally is like coming up out of the center of that cup. So Mercury's all about communication, right? Joseph says, I like these two cards already. I have a feeling about what it's saying. Yeah, so for me, I'm seeing this being about a rebirthing of how you communicate your emotions, a rebirthing of the emotions, a rebirthing of your own feeling of self-worth is what I'm getting here. And just being able to communicate your emotions to others in a way where it's helpful for all parties. And that Phoenix coming up, I just keep seeing that, the fire in the water, right? Fire in the water. So don't let those passions make your water boil away. Make sure that your water is tempering your flame instead of your flame boiling away the water. And the water being that emotional, deeper, intuitive side of yourself versus that impulsive, fiery, creative, but not necessarily grounded energy. And that's that Mercury, right? Like, make sure that you're not doing Mercury retrograde to yourself. Renew, and Tony says, or even renewal or to renew a promise or battles. Yeah. No. And we get the honk of the truck is there are no accidents, right? But yeah, this communication being very important and being able to, I think, communicate will help keep the fires from overwhelming you, keep the flow between the two, right? Because here you get like that fiery, watery energy going on here. Yeah, I mean, I think good things coming. It's like you're finally having that rebirth. The honk to confirm, yes. Tony, do you want me to do a quick 3-card for you? It's kind of ridiculous how easy it is to plug in the day after Halloween. And Tony says, yes, please. Okay, so let's give Tony 3-card layered reading. First, for the Shield. The Magician. Ooh. Aloha MJ 420. Okay. Manifesting stuff. The Knight of Swords. Manifesting, making sure things get done. Ooh, that was quick. What is that one? 72. That's one of the new cards that was added to the Transparent Oracle for the 2nd edition. It is now 77 cards instead of 70. And what Emily did was added 7 archetypes. And this is the archetype of the warrior, number 72. Direction is south. We've been pulling a lot of south cards. That's interesting. Element fire, keywords, focused, passionate, strong-willed, activist, courageous, honorable, protector, planet Mars. Well, it looks like Mars, right? Interesting how that face lines up almost perfectly with that face, right? Basically putting a helmet on. Magician. Historical and mythological examples of the warrior archetype include Joan of Arc, Andraste, and Achilles. Modern pop cultures is awash with warriors, such as Wonder Woman, She-Ra, and the lead character in The Mandalorian. This archetype may take many different forms in our daily lives that are less obvious than the helmet and sword of the image. To be a warrior does not require physical violence or even physical fitness, but rather an inner strength that enables them to stand up for causes they believe in or to protect those less able to fight their own battles. When it appears in your reading, the warrior card may indicate someone in your life who embodies this role, or it may indicate that this is the role that you should take on in approaching the matter of your reading. Warrior suggests a brave, direct, and no-nonsense approach and will always act in honor for what they believe is right. They will not stand idly by in the presence of injustice. What do you believe is worth fighting for? Who always has your back? Who inspires you to take action? The shadow side of this archetype is that they may be too hasty or hot-headed at times in their actions. Sounds like that Knight of Swords, doesn't it? Look to the other cards in the combination to gain clarity over how this archetype is at work in your life. So we got 2 very warrior-esque cards with that Knight of Swords and the warrior, and with the magician underneath it all. It's you have the ability to take on any fight and make it what you want it to be. Like, I just, especially with these 3 swords blasting out the magician's like solar plexus area, it feels like you're very powerful in your passions and able to rush into battle like that Knight of Swords, but also do it smartly in a way where you're manifesting the ending that you want with that magician energy. So, right, Tony, it's totally its own card altogether. Yeah, that's why I just got the Oracle, Transparent Oracle last week, and it's so fun to play with. And I've seen Emily do these 3-card readings, and I just wanted to play around. And since I kind of suddenly had to come up with something to do, I did this. I hope everyone enjoyed this little exercise. Thank you, Emily Carding, for creating these decks. And just there we go. That's better. So yeah, next week I will be chatting with Lisa Santine, who was supposed to be here today, but unfortunately she fell ill. And we will be talking about the Destiny Oracle lace. Ooh, so pretty. Yeah, I look forward to the chat, and thank you everyone who was here for the reading, and thank you everyone who was watching the playback. This has been fun. Yeah, I mean, kind of spur of the moment, but sometimes spur of the moment stuff is sometimes the best, right? Thank you everyone, and aloha, ahui ho, and I will see you next time.